All right, so I'm feeling good today. I am back in my office. I had to get in the office because I had to get content shot, and I had to create a bunch of content so we can be on schedule. And I can't tell you how much content matters right now. So, welcome to the call. Welcome to Wednesday. If you're joining us late or this is your first time on this call, we've got a certain way we do things. Jump in the handout section. You'll find our content, and you can follow along with me as I go through this. We're talking today, we're going next level, talking about how to make content really truly matter. So hop in the handout section and download that, and I'll give you a minute. We'll get started. Want to give a couple shout outs to those that had just great months last month. I know Brandon Aberdeen out there in Baton Rouge. His team is off at about 13 million. So a great job there. Haven't seen all your numbers yet, but most of you guys really did really well. Jeff Blackson, I think, did 6, 7 million. I know Sean did about 11, 12 million. Sarah Jackson had a record month for her, which in her area is killer. She got over 2 million, which is a big number. Doing $1 million in mortgage really means you're making a couple $100,000 a year, a month. So if you're doing $2 or $3 million, you're doing really, really, really well. So good job. And a lot of you guys who aren't in mortgage, who are even in real estate and selling real estate, still have good months because you put the work in during this sort of like downtime. So keep putting the work in. I'm going to keep doing my best to give you guys the very best content. I'm liking today's lesson because I kind of get to challenge you guys a little bit because we get so caught up in this rat race of closing deals, making loans fun, running our businesses that we forget how important content is. So as I jump in today, it's how to make your content really matter. A quote for you guys: your number one job is to make sure that people know what your number one job is. If you're in mortgage and people don't know you do loans, they're using somebody else. It's crazy how many people are getting mortgages that you know that aren't using you. And 65% of people in your network are probably homeowners. So if you're doing mortgage, you have a built-in network. If you're selling homes, you got a built-in network. If you're doing anything else, your network has to be able to see you in order to use you. So today I'm going to talk about specifically how to make your content really matter, and then some strategies on how to get your content out there on a whole new level. So where we've been the past couple weeks, just to catch up for those that haven't been spending every week with us, we've talked about getting all of your data, all of your contacts into social media because that's where they spend their time, especially with now being a stay-at-home lifestyle. I've talked to many people who own lots of companies who either own buildings or rent buildings or have their companies in buildings. And to a man or woman, almost everybody says, yeah, this whole pandemic has made me really rethink how I run things. It's really made me rethink whether I need to have an office. You don't think you need one until you don't have one. And then you realize, you know what? I could probably operate fine without having an office. And if that's the case, people are going to be home. So if the model is forever going to be probably different, and most consumers are going to be at home more often, whether it's working at home or just being at home, how are you going to reach them? It's going to be with content. Shopping malls, these outdoor activities are not going to be what they used to be. People use Amazon for almost everything. I know it's Mother's Day coming up this upcoming up weekend, and I don't know how many you probably order things for either your wife, your girlfriends, or your mothers or your grandmothers, and you order things online. 10 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case. We're literally selling and sending things to people we love. Amazon's now boxing up things and sending even flowers. So the world is different. And if your content isn't consistently out there, people don't know enough about you to use you consistently. So the first thing we laid down was how to get your content and your contacts into social media. Then we talked about how to create custom content so people would actually see you. So let's keep going, you guys. And I'm going to show you guys today 5 tips to making your content matter. Everything you do must matter. And I think from talking to lots of you one-on-one that there's many of you that aren't taking this content game seriously. We're not making it matter. We aren't creating the time to actually create the content to reach people. And maybe it's not something that's critical today, but I believe in why I'm going to continue to stand or sit in this desk and preach to you guys to get out there and use your content because it is your way to stay visible in front of people. And if you're in sales or running a business, your number one job is to be remembered and have people think of you when they have a need. And if your content is consistently out there, they'll consistently use you and consistently refer you. So today, the tips to making your content matter, I got 5 tips I'm going to go over. The first tip is committing to a regular posting schedule. A regular posting schedule to posting your content. Number 2, time blocking time to actually create the content. And most of you get into your office, it's Monday, or working at home and it's Monday, and then the day of the week hits you like a ton of bricks, and then it's over, and you're like, I'll get to content down the road. And weeks and months go by, and while people are coming into the space that might not have the experience you have at the skill set you do, their content may speak otherwise, and they're being chosen and used because their content's out there. So secondly is time blocking that content time. Thirdly is building a content glossary. So you are literally stockpiling things to talk about. Number 4 is getting over your content fears, because most of you aren't doing content because you're still afraid. And that's crazy. There's no such thing as a big bad content wolf. No one's going to chop off your head because you're on the internet. You have to be on there if you want to be used. And lastly, I'm going to show you guys how to boost your content. So today's great because I hopefully can move you guys off of where you're at right now, which is just being average and not really taking this seriously. Because believe me, if I'm taking my time on my free days off to tell you why content matters, shouldn't you take your time on your free days off to create content? I'm telling you it matters. And at some point, it might be too little too late, and the bus might already move to the next stop. And I want you guys to get on this ride right now, because we can truly do some special things to get in front of special people and create some special wealth for ourselves. So let's jump into it. So the next page, which is page 4 in the handout, it is committing to a posting schedule. If you're committing to working out, and I made a reference point a couple weeks ago that creating content was like exercising in your fitness. If you don't commit to it, you're not going to do it, and then you'll be unhealthy or less healthy than you could be. So, but you have to commit to a posting schedule. So how can I help you guys create a posting schedule? The best time, based on almost every study that's out there, to post your content is going to be between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the best time to post your content. So let's play calendar for a minute. I made kind of a dummy calendar for you guys to kind of follow on how to run your day and how to mix your content into your day. So I have 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning pregame, which includes your daily disciplines, your devotional, your prayer, your meditation, you're preparing for your day, you're showering, you're shaving, you're getting dressed. All that preparation stuff should all be done by 8 o'clock in the morning. From 8 o'clock until 12 o'clock, I still believe, like the Bible, it's all about your green time. And you must spend those 4 hours a day originating whatever your craft is. If you're a real estate salesperson, it's making all your real estate sales phone calls. If you're in mortgage, it's making all your mortgage phone calls. If you're selling cars or you're selling things online, whatever the origination activity is, has to be 8 till 12. If you don't do by 12, the chances are you're not going to do it at all that day. So if you're preparing for your day, if you're spending the morning time hustling on getting new business, then guess what? 12 till 1 o'clock, I have kind of like service catch-up time for you guys, where you can service clients that have needs, clear your emails out, do those service level activities. Then 1 o'clock until 1:30, 3 times a week, you should be posting. And you should not have time to post, because you've already gotten your new business originated. You've already caught up on admin work. And notice I'm not saying create your content during this time, because let's just be real. None of you guys are going to stop at 1 o'clock on a busy Monday or 1:30 and just create content. There's too much going on around you. And history is what we go on. I've talked to all of you. Most of you don't create content in the middle of the day, but you should post it. Posting takes a few minutes. That's why I'm hoping you guys can take away from this lesson plan today the idea of creating a content glossary for yourselves, creating a content guide. And then all you have to do is sit there and think and post it. So take a little half-hour break and post your content. It will get way more engagement if you post it in the middle of the day. Now, why is 1 o'clock the best time to post content? Because people who are your customers are busy in the morning too. Then they have lunch and they want to have a break and they hop online. And that's when they're going to see your content. So I have from 1 to 1:30 posting content, from 1:30 to 3, support, loan level stuff, or stuff that will be administrative for your business. And then 3 to 5 o'clock is returning all your phone calls. So generally, this is the way that I think you guys should look at altering your day. Writing your new business in the morning, creating content in the middle of the day, and then closing out your day and being done by 4 or 5 o'clock, and it's a pretty effective day. So create a posting schedule for when you want to post, and I would suggest starting with 1 day a week, going to 3 days a week, and moving up into 5 days a week. Because if you can get to consistently post in the middle of the day, people will consistently see you when they're consistently online. So let's talk next. It's about content creation time. Now that you have a schedule for when to post, let's talk about a schedule for when to create the content. I already know that unless you block off 1 day for content a month, that many of you have a good intention on saying, I'm gonna go create some really good content. But then the day comes and the day goes and the week comes and the week goes and you don't ever do it. What's your excuse? It's like working out. You intend to work out, you intend to hit that treadmill or that Peloton or that elliptical machine, and then all of a sudden the day gets the best of you and you didn't do it. And small losses along the way, years from now, you've gotten in worse shape. Same thing with content. But if you start to do little small things along the way, you'll start to get in much better content shape. Because going forward, if people are on their phone for the majority of their time, are they going to find you? Going to open house and caravans and lunch and learns and meet and greets aren't something I believe is going to be around for the next 5 to 10 years. So get on this content train. So how to create the time to have content. So I think you need to have this creative space in your mind, and it should probably not be in the middle of your busy day. So I think you have to have time where there's no distraction. If you're really going to do this right and you take this seriously like I'm doing, like I'm in the office today, I drove from Montecito to Orange County because I came yesterday actually, because I had to create a specific time block to come in and handle my content. So that's what you all have to do. And it's, I think, Saturdays or Sundays or even weekdays after 5. When you already handled your sales, when your company's already running smoothly, then after you're peaceful and relaxed, you can create content with no pressure on you. So some tips to doing this would be just get a simple, like I have my phone right here. I have 2 pop sockets right here. So if you're watching live, you can see these 2 pop sockets. You can just take and hook this pop socket thing on the back of a laptop and you can record it to yourself. Or get a stinking tripod, get an assistant, get your spouse to just record you. And when you're recording it, make sure you're recording it horizontally. That's the best way to upload your content into social media. So just create some time, and then you already have the equipment. Do it off the clock. Do it when you aren't pressured to get sales done, and just do it. Period. Why give? If I ask everybody here on this call, and there's a lot of you guys around the country that are in this family with me here, and I'm asking you, why aren't you creating content? Whatever you're going to say next is just going to be an excuse. I don't have time. I don't know what to say. And then the next level is you just have these fears. So I want to get you guys over these content fears. So let's keep going. I want you guys to have this mindset, this growth mindset, that you are an expert at what you do. That's why you're on this call. And if you're an expert at what you do, you know expert things. So it shouldn't take that much effort to have you create extra content. Whether you're in insurance sales, you're in mortgage, you're in real estate, you're an expert. And if you go to page 6, this is the 3rd time I'm showing this. So I'm hoping at this point it's ringing home. On page 6, I've given you guys 7 categories to talk about: education, current events, common problems, testimonials from clients, personal content, you being human, and then tips. So if you're like me and you really want to make the most of this, all you need is a book to write in, or a journal to journal in, or an email to type in. And as things pop into your day-to-day life be open. Like a good artist doesn't stop and just paint. A good artist is always painting because they're always looking for inspiration. So you have to be an artist to be a good content creator, but an artist with your mind, and be open to thinking what comes at you is something I should put into practice. So for example, education. So right now I'm teaching you guys, and a lot of the things I'm teaching you are from conversations that I'm having on things I know you're struggling with. So when I put out content, I might say, hey, if you're struggling with putting out content and don't know where to start, the first thing you need is equipment. So don't let the lack of having a studio stop you from putting out content. all you need is your phone. And I may pull that content from people that tell me I don't have a studio. Well, you don't need a studio. So let's say that you're doing a mortgage and a consumer says, well, I don't know how to calculate my payment. That's crazy. You can tell a consumer, look, here's the truth of the matter. A lot of people think that you need a loan officer to calculate your payment on your mortgage. You really don't. Go to Google, type in mortgage calculator, type in the amount of money that you want to borrow, and type in a 4% rate, let's just say, for average, and it'll spit out your payment to you. So you don't need a loan officer to calculate your payment. And the loan officer that says you do is not giving you the tools. You need a loan officer to give you money for your home, but you can calculate your own payment. That's just a way you can educate people. You can tell them what the true down payment options are. As you just handle your business, but be open to taking ideas that you get and putting them into your little glossary. And then when you have your downtime, your creative time, come back and create your content. People will get used to seeing you at 1 o'clock in the afternoon after they have their day. They'll say, oh, great, another content video from Freddie or from Sarah or from Ben or from Brandon or from Justin or from whoever. So current events, talk about what's happening in the world. This pandemic, one big thing in Orange County right now is beaches being closed. And everyone's griping about the fact that beaches are closed. How does it affect you or your business? It doesn't always all have to be with your genre of your mortgage or your business related. Just educate what you think about things. Talk about common problems, problems that you see, problems that you know your customers see, and how to get around those problems, how to avoid walking into an issue. For example, if you're helping someone with a mortgage, a common problem you see is people don't check their credit until they're ready to buy a home. That's a problem because you don't know what's in that credit report until you actually check your credit, and it could be too little too late. So if you want to buy your home, check your credit months ahead of time with a strong pro who will help you get through this credit thing. Testimonials, share experiences, personal content, things you're going through, being human, share your losses and your lessons, and tips that you have for people. And you can make up your own categories. But if you would just go throughout your day and every day add 1 or 2 pieces of content to your content glossary, your personal content diary, when you sit down and you are facing the camera and you're spitting out something that's going to help people, you have already made the work on the side that's going to allow your content to be more effective and more efficient. Let's keep going. So let's talk about why maybe you guys get to the point where you guys create the content, you have your mind made up, this is going to be a good idea. I know I need to do this. The world is changing. Not one person on this call would admit the world's not changing. Not one person on this call would admit that the world's not going digital and social. But everyone has fears. We all do. Even I have some and had a lot. But you have to just get over your fears. I can't tell you anything more than that. So the common fears that you guys have are, I'm not a movie star, I'm not a model. Well, it's a good thing you're not because most movie stars and models probably struggle. And if you're in mortgage real estate, you can probably make a lot more than a movie star or a model. So you don't need to have perfect looks in order to say good things to help good people. Good people want to work with good people. And if you're putting out good content, that's all that seeking matters. I'm private. Well, I used to be too, but you only have to show what you want to show. You don't have to show the inside of your bedroom. You don't have to show what's in your laundry. You have to show what's going to help people. So start out with the business attire. Start out with where you're most comfortable and work into personal things later. But being private is no excuse because being private to me equals being broke. Because if people can't see you, they're not going to use you going forward. So if you're private and you just want to live like a hermit crab, then that's okay. But if you know people are needing good people to help people and they can't find you, the best is not being discovered. So get over being private. Maybe you stutter, have a speech impediment. I don't speak perfectly. It doesn't matter. People actually like people that don't speak perfectly. They don't want some polished keynote speaker. They want someone that can get the job done. They want the best plumber, the best architect, the best landscaper, the best loan officer, the best nanny, the best educator. They don't want the best speaker. They want the person that can help them the best. And if you believe that's you, you have to put the content out so they can get to know you a little bit better. I'm new to this. Everyone's new to this eventually, but it's practice. Practice makes perfect. The more work you put in, the better you're going to be. I'm a certain age. A lot of you might think you're 50, 60, 70, and then it's past you. That's not true. I think that age brings wisdom and experience and guidance. And if you are someone that has not been on social before, you might have the biggest impact because people aren't looking for you. And when they find it, wow, this person knows everything. I'm going to trust this person because they have experience and they aren't going to let me down. Nobody cares what you have to say is a common complaint that I hear. Well, if that's your attitude, then you're in the wrong business. If you are in a people-to-people business and you're into helping people, you have great things to say. How will this get me more business? Many of you think that putting out content is like an instantaneous lead. It's not. You have to be patient over time. It's like looking at a treadmill and looking at it and saying, well, if I get on this for 30 minutes, I'm not going to have a six-pack. Not today, but it takes years and years to get the six-pack. If you want short-term gains, then keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure in the next year or two, you can make a great profit. If you want to win this battle with me, and years from now look back and say, wow, I've captured the market, that's why content matters. I have nothing great to say. Well, yes, you do. I'm not polished. Who the heck is? And this won't get me leads. If you're doing content for leads, you're doing content for the wrong reason. Your content has to be singularly focused at helping your consumer get better at their day-to-day life. So get over your fears. So now let's go to someplace else to finish this up. I want to show you guys all, and you'll find this on page 8, how to boost your content. So many of you don't know what boosting content is. So I'm going to teach you some valuable lessons right now, and people might charge you thousands to do this for you. You can do it for yourself. I'm showing you right now how to boost your own content. Let's talk about the benefits. Why should you boost your content? We first talked about creating an audience, moving all your contacts from yourself into social. We talked about creating content. Now let's boost that content. So the benefits of boosting the content is it's guaranteed visibility. So the way that Facebook and Instagram both work is when you put out a post, let's say you put out a video, it's going to show, let's say you have 100 followers as an example. It'll show your content to 10 followers. If those 10 people don't engage and don't like your video, don't share it, don't click a like button, then it will probably not show your video to the next 10 people. That's why you have to practice at your content. In the first 2 months, you might suck, but 2 months later, you'll get it down and you'll be able to get your content where people are actually engaging with it. It's work. But the reason why you boost your content is because if you're new at posting and you're posting something and you're only getting 10% of your audience to see it, that's because it's maybe not as exciting as it will be once you practice a lot more. Boosting puts your content in front of more eyeballs. You're paying to boost it, it's really affordable, but it's going to allow your content to be seen. So it's like almost like cheating in a way. It's like having an extra jetpack on your back. When you put your content out, boosting pushes you out for more people. So it also allows you to increase your engagement. So if people are engaging with you and they are liking you, they will see your content on the top of their feed more often. So if you have a typical 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 people that are always watching your stuff, but they have to scroll to find you, because you're boosting it, they no longer have to scroll to find you. So boosting is your way, if you need help getting your content out there, to get it out there for more eyeballs to see in the very beginning. Now, people that have millions of followers and are all over social media don't have to boost or pay to boost because everyone sees them already anyways. Their content really works. But in the beginning, if you boost it, it'll give you a really good jump start. So I'm going to show you guys now how to boost. I'm pumped. Let's show you. So page 9, you want to log into your Facebook account. And I'm hoping by this time, everyone on this call has Facebook. If you don't, then there's a different conversation we can have. My team can help you with that. But log into Facebook. On the left-hand side, you'll see where you can access your business Facebook page. And last week, we showed everybody how to create a business Facebook page. If you missed it, if you want that content, email info@ba365.live, and we'll get you the content for how to create a business Facebook page. Now, you'll find your business Facebook page where the arrow points to the left-hand side, and you want to log in your Facebook and click on the business Facebook page. Now, if you're in a business Facebook page, you already have created a post. Let's say I want to post about, guess what? The Feds just cut rates to 0%. And that's a video that is hot, it's top of mind. Or let's say I want to boost something else. Let's say I want to boost that if you're thinking about going into forbearance and you own a home, you may not want to do that because it may disqualify you for 12 months from getting a new mortgage. And this is something everybody needs to see. And if you're a mortgage, that's something you all should put out today because it's true and it's relative and people need to see it. So let's say I had something important to say or I wanted to get this across. So I create this content, I post my content, and I go to boost my post. I'll find my most recent content. On the very bottom of it is the blue button where it says boost post. You probably see it all the time, but you probably just scroll through it. So stop on that blue button, you post your content, you scroll to the content, you see a blue button on the bottom right-hand side, click boost your post. Then I'm going to take you through the next couple of steps. There's 4 of the next steps. Once you've boosted your post, the first thing you do is it's going to come up under goal. Your goal is, with this arrow it shows you, the goal is to get more messages. The goal of your post is to get more people to see your video. That's the goal. You want to get more eyeballs on your content. The next thing down is going to be on the button. It's going to ask you what you want your button to be on your boost. And I want my button to be learn more. So let's say, for example, I'm posting about, hey, if you own a home and you're in forbearance, it could be dangerous. So do not think you can get a new mortgage after you forbear. So talk to me if you want more information about that. And that, let's say that's my general content. I want to have a button next to it where it says learn more because I want this person to want to get more from me. I want them to engage with me. That's going to give Facebook the confidence that people like my content, which is going to pay dividends down the road because it'll show my content to more people. Next, it allows you to put into, it says a website URL. You want to type into that your website URL. For me, I've got the my BA365 website. For you, it could be your business website. It could be your bank website, your real estate website, your personal website. But this is on this boost where they're going to find you and you're going to show them to learn more about your services. They can actually go right from Facebook right to your website. And that gives you more traction. Then the next section and option is under audience. You want to keep it's going to ask you, do you want to have people see this who are a certain age range or a certain ethnicity or a certain sex? You want to keep this audience very wide open because this is about boosting your content. You want people to see you. You don't care if they're 18, if they're 55, you want to grow your brand. So it's really simple. Let me just walk you through this again. For those that think this is hard, you'll probably find someone that says, I can do this for you for $2,000 a month, and you'll never learn, you'll never grow. That's not our way. So let's start. You go to your Facebook page, then you find your business page, then you post your content, you boost your post, then you select on the type of goal that you have, that you want to get more views, then you click the button, learn more. That's going to have that person watching your content click learn more when they see your content. Then you want to include your business URL so they can land on your business page. Then you just want to simply have very general open audience. So the next page is how you'll complete the boosting of your post. And guys, this takes 3 to 4 minutes. It's really simple. So I'm hoping that I'm trying to show you guys the point that if you're running a business and you aren't getting in front of people, then you're going to be invisible. And we can't live off of referrals. That's why boosting is going to get you going in the very beginning. So the next thing you can do is change your duration. I would have a 5-day duration, meaning I'm going to boost this post, and for the next 5 days, someone's going to see it. So you probably only want to boost 1 post per week, so your posts are not overlapping on one another. Now, the next thing you'll do is you'll choose your target budget, and you can choose from $10 up to $50. I think it's a very reasonable investment per week to spend on boosting your posts. And then Facebook will then tell you how many people will see it. So in this quick little study, I chose $6, and it shows that I might reach up to 700 people for $6 with my posts. So now the only difference is how good is your content going to be so people can see you? How hard are you willing to work at putting out the content? And then you simply click boost now. It's really simple. And for those that haven't, think of how much time we spend in the wrong meetings or chasing emails down or driving in a car or working on files or loans or prospects that don't ever close. Hours upon hours of time wasted. And we can't spend 30 minutes here and there improving our Facebook skills. It really will matter in the future. And I'm hoping that I'm giving you guys the insight on why you should boost your post, because putting out content in Facebook is only going to, because Facebook's a business. And if you are someone that's marketable, if you think of a sports franchise, and I hope you guys are all watching this great Michael Jordan thing that's on ESPN, it's crazy. Michael Jordan was marketable. Nike chose Michael Jordan, and I think that they expected on the last episode, if you guys watched it like I did, they thought he was going to sell $3 million in shoes in the first year. He sold 100 million in the first year. He was marketable. So they aren't going to choose the person riding the bench to put their investment in. They're choosing somebody that's marketable. Facebook is the exact same thing. So practicing at your content and being good at your content is going to make you marketable. And if you need a little bit of a boost out the gate, that's what boosting is for, is to get you to be more marketable. So a couple of tips as I kind of wrap up this lesson, and I hope that you guys understand the value of this. It's, you can experiment with different demographics. If you want to choose different state ranges, different area ranges, different age ranges to see how it works, then kind of play with it. See how you like. Avoid running ads for too long. I'd only run your boost for 5 days. You don't need to run it for 30 days. It's going to be old and stale. Boosting is for things that are important right now. And in 5 days, news might be old. So don't waste your money on things that are going to be expired. And then experiment with different ads. So try different ads, try different settings, try different outputs. Just try it. You're gonna fall in love with it because people are gonna see you and are going to use you. So let's kind of just summarize again what we discussed today. If you really want to get good in the long run and be in front of people forever, you have to take this content game seriously. You have to post at the right time, and the right time to post is after between 1 and 4 o'clock in the day, because that's when people are most commonly on social media. So create a calendar and a schedule for when you're posting, and posting takes a few minutes. My advice is don't create your content during the day. Create your content after the day's over or on the weekend, or just create content hours. Get a tripod, get a stinking pop socket, get your spouse to shoot you, get your kid to shoot you, just shoot content, have fun. Create a content glossary. Every single day, you should add something important to your content library. And then at the end of the week, choose what you want to talk about. And then get in front of more people. And I show you today how to boost a post. So if you have any questions specifically on this, then let us know. Hit us up at info@ba365.live, and we will help you with any content questions you have. We've got some really huge things coming, and I hope that you guys can see that I've been kind of setting the table by getting you guys to use your devices more consistently, because by end of the month and 1st of June, I think you'll see, if you follow what I'm showing you, it will all be ridiculously worth it. That's all I got. Keep doing your dang thing, and let's go crush it.